Hi guys. So for a long time now, I don't know how long, a couple of months at least, maybe it's been like a month. I've been kind of called to do twin flame readings. I've done a lot of personal ones, which I'm so happy that I'm able to do that because it's really hard to connect with an intuitive energy reader when they don't understand the twin flame dynamic or they don't believe in it, or they're not in the twin flame community. They're not a part of a twin flame union. And I'm the person that is not fluffy when it comes to love. Like, you don't have to do romance. Like, I get myself flowers. You don't have to, like, I don't do fluff. I just don't. And it was really hard for me to start love readings on this channel, but I know that everybody loves them. And I do it very practically, right? And then I started thinking, well, the twin flame union is not fluffy. And if there's anybody that's going to tell you that it's fluffy and it's romantic and it's like, oh, the other half of me, the other half of my soul, that's not romantic in any way. Yes, it can be. Once you're in union and life is really, going well. Of course, relationships are always, always, always difficult. But the twin flame, when you meet your twin flame, they turn your life upside down in a way that you never thought was possible. And you don't even realize that this was something that could happen in life. It's like unexplainable. You always knew there was like a part of you missing. There was, like, for example, when I was little, I would sit on my front porch and I would just wish on stars to just be happy, to just be fully loved, to just have that completeness inside of me that I had longed for my entire life. Because I always felt like there was a piece of me missing, when in reality I just needed to be whole within myself. But there was a piece of me missing because part of my soul was out there flying around somewhere and I didn't know where he was. Well, this year I met him, and we're not necessarily in union. We're in contact, but we're not in union. And there are a lot of karmic lessons that we continuously learn, but it's gone really, really fast. Like the progression of it, the pushing of it, the backing off, the separation, the no talking, the fighting, the back and forth. It's not fluff. It is the best and the worst relationship you will ever be in, because basically you're looking at a mirror of yourself. And I know that if you're watching this right now because you have met your twin flame, you're wondering if they're your twin flame, you've heard of false twin flames, are they my false twin flame? I can't tell you if it's your false twin flame. I can't tell you if it's your real twin flame. I can tell you my experience, and I've wondered the same thing, was he my false twin flame? Because there are a lot of similarities. You have to remember that your twin flame will never purposefully hurt you. You'll get hurt because you have to learn lessons and you have to heal past traumas and wounds, like the abandonment issues that I had as a child. I'm still healing them, but he's the one that pushed that button for me to start healing. But your twin flame will never purposefully hurt you. They won't do things in malice. They won't physically hurt you. They won't mentally hurt you. They won't emotionally hurt you. It's not an abusive relationship. A lot of people are like, well, if this is, I'm in a really rough relationship right now with my twin flame, and he and I are like physically fighting, and and he's like very manipulative and emotionally abusive and mentally abusive, a twin flame will never do that to you. And the reason why a twin flame will never do that to you is because they unconditionally love you. Yes, you guys will push each other's buttons. Yes, you will bring up traumas and pain and hurt within, because you're mirroring each other's souls. You're going to teach each other how to unconditionally love yourself by watching how you heal. We don't want to have to look at that part inside of us at all. But your twin is the one person in your life that will love you even in your shadow side. That will love you even when you're being the worst possible person that you could ever be. But your twin flame will never call you horrible things or touch you in any way that's harmful. They'll never treat you like you're nothing, because you're the most important thing to them. And the runner and chaser dynamic, yes and no. Because I think that both are runners and both are chasers, because it is such a push and pull. You're so scared to feel as much as you do for one person. You're so scared to be so comfortable around one person that, yes, you will want to run away. And then, yes, you will want to bring them back. And it's scary to love somebody that much, but it's because you're looking at yourself. And you have to think, how can I love somebody so much? Well, what is it about that person that you love so much? Because that's what you're missing within yourself, that you need to love, that you need to find within you, and then unconditionally love yourself in that way, because we are very conditional with our own love. When we love ourselves, it's a very conditional. Well, I'm going to love myself when I lose 20 pounds. I'm going to love myself when I get that job. I'm going to, my life is going to be better when I have this or this or this going on. Right? What about right now? Can't you love yourself right now? Why not? So I'm going to do twin flame readings. And I'm not sure how often I'll be able to do them. I'm hoping I'll be able to do them at least monthly. I'd like to do them weekly, but who knows? So and this is the first one. So hopefully I don't totally screw it up and you guys are just like, what the hell is she talking about? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You guys can roll with me, right? And I don't do fluff. So we're going to pick a card for the masculine. Before I even said it, it popped out. We're going to pick a card for masculine. We're going to pick a card for feminine. I do want you to remember, please remember, that we all have the divine masculine and the divine feminine within us. It does not have to be a man. It does not have to be a woman. And sometimes we have the tendency to put ourselves in that box. Like, I often take on the divine masculine qualities. Like, I'll leave the nurturing side behind of the divine feminine. The full earth and grounding of the divine masculine will come in. I will, because the divine feminine is more of the 5D. And why is that? Because we work on our chakras from sacral up, right? We work on this. This is 5D, the heart chakra. And the divine masculine solar plexus down. And this is why they stay so much more grounded in the 3D, and they can look at the 3D world in a way that the divine feminine can't. And sometimes we switch. You know, when the divine masculine switches over to the divine feminine side, if man or woman, doesn't matter, whoever resonates with what side most, the divine masculine is opening his third eye. He's opening his crown chakra. He's opening his heart chakra. And then the divine feminine is in that very grounded, you know, living her 3D life instead of being so up in the 5D. The thing that we need to remember is it's all in moderation, right? It's all in moderation. It's like when we're drinking, you know, don't drink so much. Don't eat so much. Or if you're going to eat a lot, then go to the gym the next day, all in moderation. Don't go to the gym, you know, 7 days a week. You got to give yourself some rest. We can't always be the divine masculine. We can't always be the divine feminine. It just doesn't work like that because we were made with both propensities, right? So on the divine masculine side, we have believe and succeed. So I'm feeling like, in the divine feminine side, we have listen. Oh, really? Oh, really? And I will be doing he and she for masculine and feminine, like I said, gender neutral. Let's not get into a big debate about that because I am open to everything. Same sex, different sex, doesn't matter to me. We all have both propensities, right? So let's keep that in mind while I say he and she, okay? So how funny is it that the cards are telling the woman to listen? Oh my. Women, feminines, we got to listen, right? In other words, like, shut your mouth and let's just listen already. So, oh man, if my twin is watching, I'm sure he is, like, I'm almost 100% sure that he's going to watch this. Woo! And when he does, he's going to laugh so hard at that. He's just going to laugh. Just laugh. Laugh his head off. That's fine. Whatever. Go right ahead. So, believe and succeed. I feel like the masculines are actually really starting to believe that they mean something. Because it's really hard to get him to understand that he is more than a page. The Page of Pentacles. Because I feel like for a really long time, he's felt like life is dragging him down. You know? That life is kicking his ass. Couldn't believe in himself. Couldn't understand why. Just why? Does it have to be this way? Justice. This is the masculine side we're doing right now. We're going to do the feminine side here in a minute. And judgment. So, there's a real need to understand that in every brand new beginning, there has to be a recognition that the universe is taking care of you. So, as he goes from the Page of Pentacles and believing that the universe is guiding him, if you look at this, this is like the Six of Swords in the traditional tarot. Thinking about walking away from rough waters into calmer waters. And believing that you can do it with success. Believing that you can have that balance. So, when he begins to believe that the universe is guiding him through this to bring balance into his life, he'll no longer have to be We have the Ten of Pentacles. He'll no longer have to feel like the page. Because as he grows and brings in this judgment and starts to believe in himself, and I feel like through that believing, there will be that success. And I don't mean, it could be material success. Like I said, the divine masculine tends to ground himself into the 3D world, which makes a lot of sense on why the pentacles are coming, because he's looking for that stability. He's looking for that ultimate growth. He's looking for that 10 of Pentacles life and working really hard, but he has to believe that he can do it, right? So let's look at what the feminine is doing. Apparently she wants to talk a lot. So let's see here. We got interesting. I'll show you guys here in a minute. I'll pop this down here in a minute so we can look at all the cards together. I'm not really sure how I want to line them up. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this, so we'll just figure it out as we go. We're all learning as, wow, the feminine got a whole bunch, of course, because she wants to talk and not listen. I'm just going to shut up now. So we have the Sun, and we have the Devil, and we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Pentacles. We're going to put these two guys right in the middle. We have the King of Wands, and we have the King of Cups. On the bottom of the deck was Temperance. I guess I'll just put him over here. Okay. Let's look at this. Can we see just about everything here? Okay. So this is the feminine side. This is the masculine side. Masculine only has 4 cards. Feminine has 6. I know. What a balance, right? So when the feminine opens up to listen, there's this very emotional and very passionate side that comes out. I feel like it comes out as of the masculine. It's almost like as he begins to believe in the success that he can have, she's looking at him as a king. 2 different kings, actually. A very emotional one, and a very passionate one. And the growth that she's been going through, we have the Devil here. So the feminine's really been looking at her shadow side and digging deep to heal, finding clarity. But it looks like there is really some stability and like 3D grounding that is really happening with both. But what I find really interesting is that the masculine needs to believe that he's more than a page, because she believes it, right? And as he begins to succeed and she begins to listen to what his heart is saying, he'll begin to believe that he can be a king, both emotional and passionate. It doesn't have to be, you know, and it's almost like he's saying, could you just listen to me right now? Like, I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like I'm enough to have this balance and this stability, this beginning, this newness, this stability that you want to have. I don't feel like I'm good enough right now. And she's really holding on to having this big opportunity, this stable opportunity, because she's done some shadow work and she's really looked inside, and he's still following the universe. He's still needing to let the universe guide him and find some balance in his life, you know? And so I feel like the cards are really saying, hey, listen, can we just like calm down a bit and be a little bit patient with each other? Believe in me and I'll believe in you. Listen to me and I'll listen to you. Needs to be kind of a give and take, right? Isn't that what we've always learned in relationships? Why is it different with twin flames? Why is it so different with twin flames or soulmates even? You know, either way, I like to call it, I'm kind of tired of the twin flame label. We call it like divine partnership, divine soulmate relationship. Because I feel like when we say twin flame, it puts it in a box. I mean, what is that really, right? I don't mean what is a box. I mean, anyway. So, temperance, patience. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the 2 of Wands. We have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Cups, Empress, and the Emperor. Now I'm just reading. We're going to see what both of them are doing. We have a couple here. We have the Emperor and the Empress. This is about him gaining that control to be able to guide. This is like the epitome to me of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. He is standing there grounded. I mean, if you look at the Emperor in this deck, he's very grounded. He's very earthy. And she's standing her ground as well, but she's doing it in a really beautiful way. Nurturing, renewal, springtime, Mother Earth. So I feel like as they begin to listen to each other, and I mean, we have right now, it's like there's this decision point. You know, you sit up in your head long enough with the 8 of Swords. You sit up in your head long enough and then you have to make a decision. But how beautiful is it to even have options like that, to make a decision? Why do we have to sit up in our head? What's the decision we have to make? To be patient, to be kind, to listen, to believe? I feel like what's being said here is that, you know, there needs to be a point, a coming together, that if we want to have this very grounded, this very beautiful, in control, nurturing, feeling relationship, there has to be a give and take, because there's been some pain in the past from all of this sitting up in the head. And as we, you know, I mean, it's like as we start to walk away from things into calmer waters, as we begin to listen to what each other's saying, there are going to be some things said probably that are going to be mourned, that are going to be really hard to take. But there are still 2 cups there. That guy's still holding 2 cups. It doesn't have to be so hard. And don't worry, I'm giving myself this advice too. So I almost feel like there's a pressure even that the divine feminine will put on the masculine sometimes, because she sees him as the kings. And he sees himself right now as a page. I don't feel like I'm enough. I don't feel like I have enough to offer you. I only have this one tiny little pentacle and you want the ace. And I just have this one tiny one. I'm trying to build to the 10 of Pentacles. So stop holding on to me so tightly that I can't. But it's like there's this pressure. She's like, no. I see you like a king. I see you like two different kings. You're passionate. You're kind. You have emotions. You mean something. And he's like, will you listen to me? I don't have everything to give to you right now that I want to give. I want to give you this 10 of Pentacles. I'm just trying to move forward. I'm just trying to use the universe's advice. You know, I'm just trying to follow the universe to find some balance. And I want to give you this 10 of Pentacles, but all I have is this. And that makes him stuck. And that makes her having to make a choice. Ow, that hurt. And somebody gets hurt. And usually it's the divine feminine that's up in her head with the 8 of Swords. My nose is so itchy tonight. Kinetic energy all over. Usually it's the divine feminine that's up in her head like this. Oh, let's just be real. It's true. You know I'm right. So as we're building through the energies that are going on right now, I'm not doing this as a timeline. This is the right now energies that are going on in twin flame, soulmate, divine partnerships. How do we get here? Because both of them want this. Well, the divine feminine needs to listen. Listen to her twin's heart. Listen to her twins. Listen to what he's saying to her on the 5D level and on the 3D level if you guys are in union. And I feel like a little part of him needs to listen too, so he can believe and succeed in the way that she's telling him. Because this is her saying, I believe in you, that you can succeed. I believe that as you are moving forward, albeit maybe a little slow, but you're still doing it. And there's been patience on both sides. Yes, there's been some decisions that have had to be made. There's been some really super up in your head business going on. Little bit of sadness going on. But there's still been patience on both sides. Maybe one side more than the other. I've seen it in readings. I've seen it within my own union. But for the most part, it's, if you haven't met your twin flame yet, keep sending that love and light out there, because you know you're a twin when you know you're a twin, even if you don't know who it is. If you've gotten to this place and you just know that person's out there, you've done your spiritual awakening. You're working on ascending to another plane. Maybe you've met them in your dream space. That's actually been happening a lot with me and my twin. Meeting in the dream space quite often. I even said something today about it. That's divine guidance, you know? Everything is happening in divine timing. And we all have to remember, even though we are souls living a human experience, it is so frustrating and so hard to go through, like we talked about in the beginning, I'm just sitting here holding up the 2 kings, whatever. Come on. It's hard to go through this and know that it's going to be okay, because we can't predict the future. I mean, I wish I could, guys. I really do. I can't do that. I mean, I can't predict what's going to happen to everybody, because we do all have free will. I can read your cards. Oh, I'm getting an upgrade. Sorry, the ringing. I can read your cards for 2 months from now, and then you have free will and you decide to change it, and then your cards are going to be different. These right now energies are saying, you know, I just recognize that there's the star at the bottom of the deck. The balance is coming. And as we've been healing, and as we've been patient, and as we've been mourning and up in our heads and the back and forth and sending love and light to each other, we've got to let each other grow, you know. The feminine needs to ground herself a little bit more, knowing that he's working towards this king status, but right now, he needs the universe's guidance to believe and succeed, to believe in himself, and to find that success. He needs to know that the choices that he makes, whether he's stuck or not, are still benefiting the union. And she needs to listen to that, him saying that to her, right? So, that was fun. That was actually pretty cool. It went better than I thought it would. I mean, I'm just not fluffy. Like, I can't do the romance angels and stuff like that. I'm just not that person. And I don't think twin flames are a fluffy thing. Like, I don't want to give everybody the idea that, yeah, this is going to be like the most lovey-dovey romantic relationship you'll ever have. And one day it will be. Like, I'm not saying that that's not possible, but there's a lot of work that has to happen. If you're not in that place already, there's a lot of work that has to happen. So, okay, let me know what you guys thought.